Have you ever felt like anger is consuming you, like frustration is pulling you into a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions that only harm yourself and others? Imagine for a moment a world where provocations, criticisms, and obstacles don't move a single fiber of your being. A world where calm is your natural state and serenity your greatest strength. Do you dare to live like this? Today I will reveal to you a powerful ancient practice that will allow you to achieve this level of absolute control over your emotions. A principle so simple, yet so profound, that it can change your life forever. I'm talking about Stoicism, a philosophy that throughout the centuries has been the key to mastering emotions, staying at peace in the face of adversity, and achieving a life full of calm, free from anger and disturbances. If you're ready to leave behind frustration, unnecessary disputes, and the pain caused by overflowing emotions, then stay with me. Because what you're about to discover is a tool capable of transforming your mind and your life. Do this and you will never get angry or upset about anything or anyone again. Are you ready to master your mind like never before? Let's get started. Understand that offenses only have power if you give them that power. Imagine someone insults you, shouts at you, or tries to humiliate you. Most people react with anger, feeling hurt, or even seeking revenge. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why? Why can someone else's words affect you so much? The reality is that no one can offend you without your consent. An offense is just a series of words or actions that gain meaning only if you give them that meaning. It's like receiving a poisoned gift. If you choose not to accept it, the poison stays with the person who sent it. The Stoics understood this concept perfectly. Epictetus made it clear, it's not things that upset us, but our opinions about them. If someone says something offensive, they're not actually hurting you. What hurts you is the interpretation you give to those words. Think about it. If a small child insults you, you probably won't care at all. But if someone close to you does it, suddenly it hurts. Why? Because you believe their words hold special value. But this is just a perception, and you can change it. The next time someone tries to provoke you, ask yourself, do I really want to give this person the power to control my emotional state? Consciously decide that their comment does not deserve your energy or your peace of mind. True power doesn't lie in responding with anger, but in remaining steady and unshaken. When you realize this, you understand that no one can make you angry without your permission. Before continuing, I would appreciate it if you could leave a like and share this video so it can reach more people. And if you don't want to miss the next content, make sure to subscribe and activate the bell. Make self-discipline your greatest strength. Anger is a fire that consumes, but it's up to you to decide whether to fuel it or put it out. It's an instinctive reaction, a primitive impulse that pushes you to act without thinking. But here's the difference between a weak mind and a strong one. The weak mind lets itself be carried away by anger. The strong mind masters it. When someone provokes you, when something doesn't go as you wish, stop and ask yourself, who's in charge here, my temper or my reason? In that moment of pause lies your true power. It's not about suppressing anger, but about transforming it into wisdom and control. The Stoics considered self-mastery to be the greatest of strengths. Seneca said it clearly, the greatest power is the power over oneself. And this is not just a theoretical concept, but a daily practice. Every time you choose calm over anger, you become stronger. Think about it. If someone insults you and you react with anger, you've just given them your power. That person manipulated you with a few simple words. But if you maintain your calm, you show that you are the one deciding how to feel and how to act. This is true strength. Imagine a warrior on the battlefield. What makes him imposing? Not his uncontrolled fury, but his ability to stay calm and strategic in the chaos. And that's how you should be. Make self-discipline your shield. Don't let anyone control your emotions. Every time you manage to stay calm in the face of provocation, you are forging your mind in the fire of Stoicism, becoming unstoppable. Because the true winner is not the one who wins an argument, but the one who doesn't let anything or anyone make them lose themselves. Reduce your expectations of others. One of the main causes of anger and frustration is not what others do, but what you expected from them, and they didn't deliver. You feel disappointed when someone doesn't behave as you thought they would, when they don't show the gratitude you believed you deserved, or when they act in a way you deem unfair. But here's the truth. No one is obligated to meet your expectations. Every person sees the world in their own way, influenced by their experiences, values, and beliefs. What's obvious to you may be irrelevant to someone else. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, every morning prepare yourself to encounter ingratitude, dishonesty, arrogance, envy, and irrationality. Not because he was pessimistic, but because he understood that human nature is imperfect. Expect less, suffer less. Accept people for what they are without expecting more than they can give, and it will set you free. This doesn't mean accepting abuse or injustice, but recognizing reality and acting wisely. When you stop demanding that others behave as you want them to, you gain something invaluable: emotional freedom. Practice indifference to provocations. Anger is a trap. If you react with rage, it means someone has succeeded in manipulating you. But if you stay calm, if you don't give weight to provocations, then you have absolute control. When someone tries to hurt you with words or criticism, don't play their game. Breathe. Smile internally and repeat in your mind, I won't fall into this trap. The Stoics saw indifference as a powerful weapon. Epictetus said, if someone tries to hurt you, remember that harm only occurs if you choose to accept it. If a provocation doesn't affect you, then it was never a real threat. Indifference is your shield. Think of a rock in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain falls heavily, but the rock doesn't move. It doesn't change. That's how you should be. Not because you are insensitive, but because you understand that not everything deserves your energy. Every time someone tries to upset you, ask yourself, is it worth sacrificing my peace for this? In most cases, the answer is a clear no. Remember, your calm is a luxury few can afford. Don't waste your balance on people or situations that don't deserve it. Responding with indifference is not weakness, it's intelligence. It's showing that no one has power over your emotional state. So the next time someone tries to make you lose your calm, smile and move on. Don't react. Don't fall into the game. The victory is yours. Remember that every situation is a test for your character. Life doesn't attack you, it trains you. Every obstacle, every provocation, every moment of frustration is nothing but a test for your patience, your self-control, and your wisdom. But most people don't see it this way. They take problems as personal offenses, react with anger, or play the victim. The Stoics, on the other hand, saw every challenge as an opportunity for growth. When someone insults you, what do? You can react with fury, proving that anyone can make you lose your calm, or you can see it as training for your character. It's in difficult moments that you truly discover what you're made of, not when everything is easy, but when life tests your firmness. Marcus Aurelius said it clearly, the fire transforms into flame what burns inside you. What for some is an obstacle, for us is fuel. In other words, difficulties don't exist to destroy you, but to strengthen you. Every time you face a frustrating situation, ask yourself, how would a strong mind react? With anger, with despair, with complaints? No, it would do so with calm, with strategy, with self-mastery. Imagine being in a gym, and each problem is a weight to lift. If you avoid the weights, you'll never develop strength. If you avoid the challenges, you'll never develop character. So the next time something or someone tries to destabilize you, change your perspective. Don't see it as a personal attack, but as an opportunity to prove to yourself that you're stronger than any provocation. Life doesn't test you to break you, but to make you unshakable. Master the art of emotional detachment. One of the biggest mistakes we make is getting emotionally attached to what others think, say, or do. We believe that others' approval or disapproval defines our worth, that their words have the power to make us feel whole or empty. But here's the truth. No one has the power to define who you are, except yourself. Emotional detachment doesn't mean being indifferent or cold, but having the ability to not let the actions, words, or opinions of others affect your inner peace. The Stoics knew that our emotions must be under our control, not the control of external forces. As Epictetus said, it's not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Imagine others' opinions as clouds in the sky. They appear suddenly, move across the horizon, and then disappear without leaving a trace. If you cling to every cloud, if you let every comment or judgment influence you, your peace will only be an illusion. But if you learn to observe those clouds without attaching yourself to them, you'll be able to maintain your calm and emotional stability. Detachment also means letting go of expectations about how others should behave. When you don't expect the world to follow your desires, you won't suffer when it doesn't. Remember, you don't need others' validation to feel whole. You are already enough as you are. So every time someone criticizes you or when circumstances challenge you, Take a deep breath and remember, everything is temporary. Your inner peace is worth far more than any external opinion. Learn to detach emotionally, and you'll discover a freedom few ever experience. Cultivate gratitude even in difficult times. It's easy to feel grateful when everything is going well. The sun is shining, relationships are flowing smoothly, and things are working out the way we want. But the true test of your character comes when things don't go as planned, when you face uncomfortable, frustrating, or even painful situations. It's in those moments that developing gratitude truly makes you stronger. Gratitude isn't just about thanking for the positive things, but is also a powerful tool that allows you to see value in adversity. Instead of getting angry or frustrated about what you can't control, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every challenge, every difficult moment is an opportunity for growth. Every problem contains a lesson that will make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Imagine you're stuck in endless traffic, or a colleague gives you an unfair critique. The automatic reaction is anger, stress, or a sense of helplessness. But the Stoics teach us that these very moments are the perfect opportunity to practice serenity, patience, and self-control. Gratitude allows you to transform every experience into an opportunity. When you learn to embrace every situation, even the unpleasant ones, as part of your journey, you start to see life with different eyes. You're no longer a victim of circumstances, but the master of your attitude. And this is true strength. Seneca wisely said, adversity is not the problem. It's the reaction to adversity that defines our peace. Instead of getting lost in frustration, use these moments as opportunities to develop virtues like patience, humility, or temperance. In every uncomfortable situation, ask yourself, how can I come out of this stronger, wiser, and more grateful? As you develop this mindset, you'll realize that you don't control the circumstances, but you can choose how to face them. Gratitude not only gives you peace, but it transforms you into someone who sees every obstacle as an opportunity, every discomfort as a lesson. Visualize the insignificance of the problem in the vastness of time. Often the problems of the present seem like mountains that are impossible to climb. Anger and frustration cloud our vision, making what bothers us now feel overwhelming. However, one of the most powerful tools left to us by the Stoics is the principle of temporal perspective. Imagine you're facing a situation that makes you furious, a disagreement with someone, a lost opportunity, or even an unfair critique. In those moments, it's easy to get trapped in the intensity of the moment and forget that in the grand scheme of life, that problem will be just a small spark that will soon burn out. The next time you find yourself facing a difficult situation, ask yourself, will this matter a year from now, 5 years from now, or 10? Most of the time, the answer will be no. The problems that seem so important today are actually fleeting and small when seen from a wider perspective. A disagreement today may seem devastating, but when we look back a year from now, we'll hardly remember it. This mental exercise has profound meaning. It frees us from the unnecessary weight of immediate worries. It helps us remember that life is made up of moments, and most of them don't deserve the energy and emotional attention we give them. What really matters is how we choose to respond to those moments. Time puts into perspective what bothers us today. Additionally, this temporal view teaches us to prioritize what truly matters. The small daily annoyances, the minor frustrations, all lose their power when we compare them to the bigger issues in life, our relationships, our health, and our dreams. When you face a problem, pause for a moment and remind yourself that time will make many of the things that seem so big today insignificant. By distancing yourself, you'll gain not only greater peace, but also mental and emotional clarity, enabling you to face the problem with serenity. Remember that calm is a form of power. In a world where speed, noise, and immediacy seem to be the norm, calm has become a powerful act of resistance. Amid chaos and confusion, many people mistakenly believe that those who shout the loudest or respond with anger are the ones in control of the situation. But according to Stoic principles, true strength lies in serenity, not in noise. Calm is not weakness, it is a form of power. When you remain serene, when you don't let yourself be swept away by impulsive emotions or external chaos, you are demonstrating a mastery over yourself that few are able to achieve. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. The one who stays calm in the face of the storm has the advantage of clarity, reflection, and the ability to make wise decisions, rather than reacting instinctively to attacks or problems. Calm allows you to act with intention and control. It's easy to fall into the trap of emotional response, reacting impulsively, but that only perpetuates the conflict. Calm, on the other hand, allows you to take a step back, assess the situation with clarity, and choose how to act more effectively. Furthermore, when you remain calm, respect and admiration from others grow. People who lose control tend to create more chaos, while those who maintain it radiate an energy that invites peace. Remember, your calmness is your strength, and in moments of tension, the ability to maintain it places you in a position of power that goes beyond impulsive responses. Make not getting angry your mental game. Anger is an automatic reaction, but you don't have to be its slave. Imagine being able to face any provocation without losing your calm, without letting anything disturb you. This is not a fantasy, it's a skill you can develop. The key lies in seeing emotional control as a mental game, a personal challenge that tests you to maintain serenity in the face of adversity. Challenge yourself with the question, how long can I stay unshaken in the face of any provocation? Instead of reacting automatically, start to see every situation that annoys you as an opportunity to practice calm. Every time someone criticizes you, interrupts you, or frustrates you, it's like life is throwing you a test of endurance. Your goal is not to avoid anger, but to decide not to let it dominate you. The first step is to recognize that anger is a choice, not a curse. When someone offends or provokes you, there are actually two paths. You can react impulsively as someone without control over themselves would, or you can stop, breathe, and choose not to succumb to the provocation. Over time, by making it a game, your mind will begin to train itself to recognize situations that would normally anger you, and gradually you will become stronger and less susceptible to them. This mental challenge gives you power over your emotions. The more you practice, the more you'll notice that what used to deeply upset you now has no such impact. It's not about suppressing anger, but training your mind so that anger doesn't control your life. Over time, you'll find that nothing can disturb you because you've made your inner peace your greatest achievement. Be aware of the fleeting nature of life. One of the deepest principles of Stoicism is the constant awareness that life is fleeting. Every day that passes is a day that will never return, and every moment we spend in anger or negative thoughts is a moment stolen from our true essence. Imagine for a moment being able to see life as a movie with a limited duration. Every second you spend angry or upset is like a scene lost from that movie, a scene you can never get back. Time, just like the wind, does not stop for anyone. Every minute we spend in anger or frustration is a minute we could have used for something more precious, enjoying the present, learning, creating memories, or simply being at peace with ourselves. In the midst of frustration or anger, ask yourself, is it really worth spending my time and energy on this? Is it worth losing a piece of your life for something that ultimately won't have any significant relevance? When you become aware of how fleeting time is, the little annoyances and minor offenses lose their power. Anger is a response that consumes our energy, our peace, and our ability to enjoy the present. Life is too short to waste it on insignificant irritations. Every second is a gift, and it's up to us to use it wisely. Remember that, in the end, what matters are not the small inconveniences we encounter along the way, but how we choose to live each moment with wisdom and serenity. Practicing this awareness of the fleeting nature of life allows us to let go of tension and embrace a fuller, more meaningful existence. Transform anger into compassion. It's easy to fall into the trap of anger when someone provokes or hurts us. The instinctive reaction is often anger, judgment, criticism. But if we look deeper, we can realize something very important. Most of the time, the people who irritate us are fighting their own inner battles. When someone provokes you, whether with their words, attitudes, or behaviors, instead of reacting immediately with anger, take a pause and ask yourself, what might this person be suffering to act this way? Behind an aggressive, defensive, or negative attitude, there is often pain, insecurity, fear, or frustration. Looking at others through the eyes of compassion allows you to understand that their behavior has nothing to do with you, but with their own inner struggles. Anger is a reaction that not only pulls us away from peace, but perpetuates the cycle of suffering. Compassion, on the other hand, connects us with our shared humanity. Recognizing that everyone is facing their own difficulties, you can free yourself from the temptation to react with anger and instead offer a response that comes from a place of understanding and patience. Transforming anger into compassion doesn't mean justifying others' negative behavior, but choosing not to let their struggles steal your peace. By cultivating this attitude, you not only become a calmer person, but also wiser and more capable of building deeper and more authentic relationships. In the end, it's compassion that allows us to break free from anger and respond with true wisdom. Anger is a mental prison in which many live without realizing it, but today, you have the key to escape. Now you know that the control of your emotions does not lie in others, but within yourself. If you apply these two choices, you will see how your life changes in ways you never imagined. But this is just the beginning. If you want to continue strengthening your mind and gain absolute control over your emotions, don't miss the next video. And if you found this content useful, leave a like so others can discover it. Share it with friends and family who need to learn how to control their anger and live with more serenity. Subscribe so you won't miss what's coming. See you in the next video. Keep growing and keep mastering your mind.